Hey there, my name is Megan and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be discussing 5 March book releases that I am super excited for. But before we go ahead and get on into the books, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the little bell icon so you can be notified every time I post new bookish content. I post new videos every Monday, Thursday, Saturday, and sometimes other days throughout the week. Also, don't forget to check down in the description box below for links to all of my social medias, my Buddy Read Discord, and my Patreon, where you can be entered into winning book giveaways from me. The first new release in March that I'm excited for is All My Rage by Sabaa Tahir. This is a YA contemporary, but Sabaa Tahir is the author of the Ember and the Ashes Quartet, which is a YA fantasy, and I've read the first 3 books in that series and really enjoyed them. But this book follows 2 best friends, Salah and Noor, and they were inseparable until they had a really bad fight one day, and it kind of put a rift between them. Sal's family owns a motel, but unfortunately his mother's ailing health and his father's alcoholism has really put a toll on their business. So Sal takes it upon himself to help save his family business. When Sal's attempts to save his family's motel has some bad consequences, Noor must decide if they want to step in to help Sal and salvage their friendship. All My Rage comes out on March 1st. Next, we have Cinder and Glass by Melissa De La Cruz. This is a YA Cinderella retelling that takes place in Versailles. This book takes place in the year 1682, and we are following our Cinderella, who was the daughter of the king's advisor, and they lived in this really beautiful chateau. But upon her father's death, she is actually turned into the servant of her stepmother and her cruel stepsisters. One night, Cinder manages to evade her stepmother and stepsisters and attend this very famous ball held by Prince Louis and his brother Auguste. Cinder ends up meeting Prince Louis and really does not like him, but she ends up having a really good connection with his brother Auguste, but she realizes that the only way to escape her current situation is to compete for the prince's hand amongst a bunch of other women. But as Cinder and Auguste's romance bloom, she has to decide if she should follow the boy she loves or follow the prince whom she doesn't really like in order to leave a life that she hates. Cinder and Glass comes out on March 8th. Next, we have A Far Wilder Magic by Alison Saft. This is another young adult fantasy. In this book, we follow a character named Margaret, and one day she spots this famous mythical creature called a Hala, and she realizes that now that she spotted this Hala, there's going to be this famous hunt that ensues, and whoever can kill this mythical creature will be rewarded with fame and riches. Even though Margaret is the best sharpshooter in town, she realizes that she needs an alchemist in order to help her win this hunt, and she ends up getting involved with an alchemist named Weston, and Weston has been fired from every single alchemy job that he has had, so Margaret is very cynical, and she tells him that she will hire him if he joins in on the hunt with her. And as they start to work together, a romance blooms between these 2 characters, and as they continue with their hunt, they start to uncover a really dark, deep magic that goes way beyond what the 2 of them thought they were involved in. A Far Wilder Magic comes out on March 8th. Next, we have The Cartographers by Pung Shepherd, who is the same author of the Book of M, which I do own, but I still haven't read. And this, I think, is kind of like a fantasy, magical realism / mystery thriller type book. I couldn't really pinpoint the exact genre, but it sounds super interesting. I'm very excited for it. In this book, we follow a girl named Nell, and she is a cartographer. She is the daughter of a very famous cartographer named Daniel. Nell and her father are not on good terms. They got into an argument one day over a cheap highway, like gas station highway map, and her father actually went out and ruined her reputation because of the argument that they got into. But when her father, Daniel, is found dead in his library, Nell starts to investigate. She finds a very old, rare map in her father's desk, and upon further investigation, realizes that it is the last copy of this particular map, and the only reason it's the last copy is that someone has been going around and killing anyone who has this copy of this map in their possession. To figure out what's going on, Nell embarks on a journey that uncovers some dark family secrets and the power that these maps actually hold. The Cartographers comes out on March 15th. Finally, we have A Forgery of Roses by Jessica Olsen. This is a YA fantasy. She is the author of Sing Me Forgotten, which is a Phantom of the Opera retelling, which I also own and still haven't read. But in this book, we follow a girl named Myra, and Myra has a really special gift. Anytime she paints a portrait of a person, she can actually alter that person's body in real life to match what she draws in her portrait. Myra and her family realize that this is a secret and a talent that would be highly coveted, so they do everything to hide it, and Myra does everything possible to protect her family and her younger sister from the danger that this knowledge could put them in. One night, the governor's wife actually finds out about Myra's secret, and she threatens Myra's family. In order to protect her family, Myra has to draw a portrait of the governor's dead son to basically resurrect him. But once she arrives at the governor's mansion, she starts to realize that the son's death was definitely not an accident. Someone murdered him, and someone knows about this portrait magic. Myra decides not to do the painting until she finds out what really happened to this governor's son, so she enlists the help of the older son as they start to delve into the family secret, find out who killed the younger son, and protect Myra from anyone threatening to hurt her or her family because of her gift. A Forgery of Roses comes out on March 29th. Okay, you guys, that is it for 5 books that I'm very excited for that are coming out in March. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of these or if you're planning on reading any of these and what you thought of them, and I will see you guys in another video soon. Goodbye!